Hey, Nathan, are you doing okay? Have you eaten lunch today? Please respond when you have time.
Sorry, I was in a meeting. Shouldn't I be the one asking you those questions? How are you holding up?
No, I haven't eaten yet. I didn't realize how late it had gotten. I've just been staring at your father's house. I lost track of time. Everything still feels so surreal.
Mom, you need to eat something. Do you want me to bring you dinner? I can stop by after work.
I'm not really hungry. The neighbors brought over some casseroles for us. I haven't touched them.
When was the last time you ate? You can't keep going like this. Dad wouldn't want you to be like this.
You're right. Your father always worried about me skipping meals. He'd text me every day at lunch to make sure I ate. I keep expecting his messages to pop up on my phone.
I know Dad's death has been really hard, but you still need to eat. What am I supposed to do if you get sick, too? The employees are worried about you, too. They keep asking how you're doing.
They're such kind people. I should go back to work soon. They must be struggling without both of us.
Don't rush it. Take all the time you need. I've got things under control at the office.
Are you sure? There's so much to handle. The quarterly reports are due soon, right?
I can handle the reports. Just focus on taking care of yourself. When did you last sleep properly?
I doze off sometimes. But the bed feels so empty without him. 35 years of marriage, and now...
Mom, I miss him too. It's okay to not be okay right now. It's gonna take some time.
I'm sorry for making everyone worry. I've been missing a lot of work lately. I must be causing trouble for everyone else, too. Your father would be disappointed in me falling apart like this.
It's fine. Don't worry about work. Everyone is understanding. You were with Dad through everything. Of course this is hard.
I never thought we'd lose your father so soon. How did things end up like this? The doctor said we had more time.
I get how you feel. It was a shock for me, too. I mean, we knew about his condition, but I never expected to say goodbye so soon. None of us were ready for him to be gone this early.
He was so strong through the treatment. He was always smiling, telling jokes with the nurses. Even when he was in pain.
That was Dad for you. He was always thinking about others. Remember how he insisted on coming to the office Christmas party, even though he could barely stand?
He loved those parties. He said they were the highlight of his year. Watching everyone enjoy themselves, their families, their children. He cared about everyone.
The employees' kids still ask about him. They miss their Uncle James. He always had candy in his desk for them.
I found his secret candy stash yesterday. Bottom drawer behind the files, just like always.
Oh, don't tell me it was those awful butterscotches. He's been buying the same kind since I was little.
The very same. I started crying right there in his office. It was such a silly thing to cry over.
It's not silly. Everything reminds us of him right now. That's completely normal.
I'm sorry for leaving so much of the company work to you. You've barely had time to grieve yourself.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. If you need anything, just ask the senior management team. They're all veterans who've been with the company for decades. They want to help you too.
They're such wonderful people. Your father always said they were the backbone of the company. We're so lucky to have them.
Actually, I can handle everything myself. I've got years of corporate experience, you know. You don't need to worry about the company.
That's right. You worked at quite a few places before coming back home. You've experienced different industries, haven't you? Your father was so proud when you came back.
About 5 companies, I think. Looking back now, I probably should have just started at Dad's company from the beginning. I could have learned from him longer.
Getting experience elsewhere isn't a bad thing. Sometimes staying at one company too long can narrow your perspective. That's what your father believed.
We do have a lot of long-timers here, but they don't seem narrow-minded to me. They're pretty adaptable.
Most of our employees worked at other companies before coming here. Just like you, they moved around before finding their place with us. Your father had a way of finding good people.
Maybe this company is where people like me end up. I get why, though. The pay's pretty good for a small company, and the working conditions aren't bad. Dad always insisted on fair compensation.
We've always been profitable enough to pay well. Your father believed in sharing success with others. He said happy employees make a strong company.
It's impressive how much we make for such a small company, though we could probably be doing even better.
We've always had loyal business partners, too. Your father always used to say, "You have to treat your employees like family." He was such an amazing person. He built everything from scratch. He had nothing at first.
Being too soft-hearted was his weakness, though. Sometimes a CEO needs to be ruthless. You can't always put everyone else first.
Maybe you're right, but your father's personality is what got us through tough times. That's why we've survived for decades. People stuck with us because they trusted him.
So Dad just got by on handouts? Sounds like he wasn't much of a CEO. Kindness doesn't pay the bills. Business is about profits, not feelings.
You don't understand. His kindness was his strength. It's what built our reputation.
I've decided I'm gonna be a better CEO than Dad ever was. Show everyone how it's really done.
All right. I'll leave the company to you then, Nathan, if that's what you want.
I might be new here, but I've got passion. Don't worry, I won't mess things up. Maybe you were planning to take over, but I can handle it. The company needs new blood.
I would have taken over if you hadn't come back, but if you're motivated, that changes things. I've seen how you've been working since you returned. You'll be just fine. Just remember what your father taught you.
Thank you. You can retire now and leave everything to me. You're probably not up for working anyway after losing Dad. You're getting older. Just take it easy. Enjoy retirement, okay?
Retire? I haven't really thought about retiring yet. I'm still very much active. I need to protect the company for your father's sake. I'll act as CEO until you get used to things. After that, I'll still be here to support you. I'm not retiring.
What? You won't make me CEO right away? But I'm ready, right now!
You'll get used to it quickly, but first, let's do a proper handover. I'll teach you everything about being CEO. There's so much to learn.
You will? You'd really help me.
I've worked alongside your father all these years. I can teach you everything about being CEO. Don't worry. We'll make sure you're prepared.
Oh, right. I guess you would know more about our long-term business partners and stuff. Please, help with the handover. I want to make Dad proud.
You'll make a fine CEO. Let's work hard together. Your father would be happy to see us working together, supporting each other through this tough time.
Thank you, Mom. I promise I won't let you down. I'll make this company even better. You'll see.
I know you will. Just remember what matters most. The people who make this company what it is. That's what your father always said.
Right, I understand. We'll talk more tomorrow. Get something to eat and get some rest, Mom.
You too, Nathan. And thank you for everything that you've been doing for me these past few weeks. It means so much to have you here.
Of course, we're family. We have to stick together, especially now.
Good night, son. Your father would be proud of how you're stepping up. I love you.
I love you too, Mom. Try to get some sleep. Tomorrow's another day.
Hey, Nathan, what was that about? Would you like to explain? Your behavior today was completely unacceptable. I need an explanation.
What are you talking about? I was just doing my job. It was just like any other day. Managing people isn't always pretty.
You were berating an employee at the office. You can't do things like that. Yelling at someone in front of everyone is absolutely forbidden. David has been with us for 12 years.
They made a mistake that angered a client. We almost lost their business. Someone had to take responsibility.
Which client? Was it the Thompson account?
Yes, they were very furious. The shipment was delayed by 2 days. That's unacceptable.
They would never end our relationship over something so small. They've been loyal to us for years. Besides, everyone makes mistakes. That's completely normal. There was no need to yell at anyone like that.
You just don't understand modern business. Loyalty doesn't matter anymore. Only results count.
Your father never once raised his voice at an employee in anger. He knew how to handle problems professionally. Did you even ask why the shipment was delayed?
I don't need to ask. It's their job to make it happen. No excuses.
The delay was because Thompson changed their specifications last minute. David's team worked overtime to accommodate them. I just checked the emails.
That's why they make such stupid mistakes. Dad and you were too soft. I'm gonna whip them into shape. This isn't a charity.
You think yelling reduces mistakes? It just makes people nervous and more likely to mess up. They might start hiding their mistakes out of fear. How is that supposed to help the company run better?
Let me do things my way. I'll prove I'm different from Dad. I won't let this company stay small forever. I'll make it big enough to compete globally. We need some discipline, even for those who've been here for a long time.
And how exactly do you plan to achieve that? By terrorizing and yelling at our best employees?
They're really not that great. We can always find better people. People who can handle pressure.
I admire your ambition, but your methods are wrong. No one will follow you like this. You gotta take care of your employees. They're the reason we're successful.
I'm gonna be the next CEO. I'll decide how things are done from now on. I want this company to grow a lot bigger. That's the best way to honor Dad's memory, by making it bigger than he ever could.
Your father would never want this. He wanted everyone in the company to be happy. That's what he always worked toward. You've worked here for years. You should know that. Have you forgotten everything he taught you?
Dad was too soft. My way will make everyone happier in the long run. Higher profits mean better salaries. They'll thank me later.
Where does this confidence come from? What makes you think you know better than decades of success?
If the company grows, salaries go up and everyone's quality of life improves. Dad only maintained the status quo these past few years. A CEO who only plays defense is finished. I want to be more aggressive in my management, push into new markets.
Your father was an excellent CEO. Keeping a company alive for so many years is incredible. Not everyone can do what your father did. Do you know how many small businesses fail in their first year?
But Dad was always getting help from others, right? I'm not incompetent like him. I don't need help. I was successful at every company. I'm very talented. I can do this alone.
Then why did you always quit? You never lasted long anywhere because something always went wrong, didn't it? What really happened at your last job?
My abilities were never the problem. Someone always got in my way. Office politics, jealous managers.
You couldn't handle workplace relationships, could you? You probably treated people the same way you treated that employee today. Of course, people would resent that. That's why you kept getting pushed out. Have you ever considered that you might be the problem?
This is different. I'm CEO now. No one can push out the boss. They work for me. They'll do exactly what I say.
Your approach failed at every company. Why would it work here? What makes you think that? Just because you're the owner's son?
It failed because I didn't have the power. Regular employees are limited in what they can do. No one would listen to me before, but now it's different. It's better. No one can ignore me anymore. I'm in charge of the company.
You're drunk on your position. Stop this. Employees aren't tools for your ego. They're people with families and lives.
Shut up. You don't get to lecture me anymore. Times have changed. Your old-fashioned management style is obsolete.
I'm trying to help you before you destroy everything your father built. Please listen to me.
I told you I don't need your help or anyone's help. Just watch me transform this company. I'll show everyone what real leadership looks like.
Leadership isn't about power. It's about responsibility. Your father understood that.
Stop comparing me to him. I'm my own person, and soon everyone will see I'm better than he ever was. What's your problem? Why do you keep trying to get in my way? You're such a nuisance. You're always criticizing me, trying to block my promotion to CEO, refusing to leave. You're nothing but a pain.
I just came from a meeting with our biggest client. They're concerned about the recent changes. We need to discuss this before it gets worse.
I don't care about what they think. They'll adapt to the new way of doing things, or we'll find new clients.
These partnerships took years to build. Your father cultivated them personally. We can't just throw them away like that.
Watch me. I'm not living in Dad's shadow anymore. This is my company now.
I'm not in your way. You're becoming CEO tomorrow anyway. I just want to ensure a smooth transition for everyone.
That's right, which means you have no right to interfere with management anymore, so just keep your mouth shut. The board already approved everything.
The board trusted your father's judgment. They're only accepting you out of respect for him.
Are you done? Check your email.
Nathan, I saw the email. You're firing me? How will the company run without me? Have you thought this through?
Of course I am! Useless old women get fired even if they're my mother. Especially my mother.
I'm useless? Excuse me? How? I've been executive VP of this company for years. I handled all major accounts, built relationships with suppliers, managed operations.
All you did was kiss up to clients and play therapist to the employees. None of that affects the bottom line. I don't need employees who don't generate profit. I need warriors.
Doesn't affect the bottom line. What have you been watching all this time? Look at our growth over the past decade. Check the client retention rates, the employee satisfaction scores. You gotta take care of those things too.
Just get out. I'm the CEO now. You can't fight this anymore. Security will escort you out if it's needed.
You'd have security remove your own mother from the company that I built with your father?
Try me. I've already revoked your access. Your office needs to be cleared by tomorrow.
I see. Good luck then. Since nothing I say will change your mind, I'll leave quietly. But are you sure about this? Think carefully about what you're doing.
Of course! Finally, my time has come. No more living in anyone's shadow, no more listening to your lectures.
You told me to retire, didn't you? Was that because you wanted to take over? Was this your plan all along?
You've always been a thorn in my side. Why do you think I came back to this tiny company? When I heard Dad was sick, I saw my chance to take over. I've been waiting for this moment for a while.
You plotted this while your father was dying? Your own father? How could you be so cold to your own family?
But Dad was surprisingly healthy and showed no signs of retiring. It took longer than I expected to become CEO. Finally kicked the bucket, though. Problem solved.
So that's how you really feel. Not an ounce of love for your family. Then I won't love you anymore either. You're not the son I raised.
Love doesn't matter in business, only power matters. Only results matter, only profit matters.
You've changed so much. I don't want to believe this. Or maybe I just never saw who you really were. Your father would be heartbroken.
Stop talking about him. He's gone. There's nothing you can do. This is my company now. My rules, my way.
One last thing. The employees trust me. They know what you did. Just remember that.
Are you threatening me? I'm not afraid of you or any of them. I'm the CEO.
No threats. They're just facts. Goodbye, Nathan. I hope you understand what you've lost before it's too late.
Don't come crying back when you realize you need this job. You won't get another chance.
I don't need chances from you. I've already packed my office. Everything important anyway. Good luck with your empire.
Finally! Now I can run things properly, without interference, without weakness.
We'll see about that. Time will tell everything. It always does. Nathan, you need to answer your phone. This is important.
I'm too busy for this right now. Whatever it is can wait.
Almost all the employees quit, didn't they? I know about it. The entire development team walked out. Almost half of accounting, too.
How do you know that? Are you involved in this? What did you do?
They didn't want to work for you. They don't trust you. Partly because they heard how you forced me out, but mostly because of how arrogant you've been with this whole situation. That's why I told you to be kind to your employees. Actions have consequences, Nathan.
They'd give up their jobs over something like that? That's ridiculous! They're just being emotional. They'll come crawling back sooner than later.
I met with the management team. We're starting a new company. We're going to hire all the former employees. They're already on board.
You'll hire them without any revenue? That's impossible! You're just bluffing. Where's the money coming from?
I'll use all my savings if I have to keep them fed. Plus, the employees who quit are demanding their PTO payout and severance. You're legally required to pay that. So they can survive being unemployed for a while. Did you even think about that?
You expect me to pay people who quit? Don't be so stupid. They abandoned their posts. They get nothing.
It's their legal right as workers. You won't win if they sue for unpaid wages. Just check with your lawyers. They'll tell you. Or what's left of your legal team.
Fine, I'll pay them, but this is extortion. You planned all this.
I wonder how long the company will last with just you. Have you even looked at the project deadlines, the client commitments?
Don't underestimate me. I know what I'm doing. Those useless people weren't helping anyway. It's actually better they're gone. I'll hire new people and just start fresh. I'll make this company huge and prove myself.
You have no management experience. Plus, all the employees who kept this company running are gone. How could this possibly work? Who will train the new hires?
There are plenty of talented people out there. I'll find the right ones. People who will follow me. Real professionals. Hey, Mom. Please help. I need you. Can you lend me money? The company's about to go under. I won't be able to pay the employees. This month's payroll is due.
For all your big talk, you couldn't protect the company. You couldn't even last a quarter, just like your other jobs.
Something's wrong. Clients keep leaving. I can't get new ones either. Nobody ever returns my calls.
They're all doing business with us now. Every single one of them. We're actually having to hire more staff.
Why? How? What did you tell them?
We have good relationships with many of them. When I reached out, they were happy to work with the new company. They trust us. Trust we built over decades.
You stole them? That's low! What kind of mother would do this? You betrayed me!
What are you talking about? Competition for clients is basic business. Don't be so naive. Besides, did you think family ties still existed between us? You burned that bridge.
I tried my best. I worked hard to find people to keep operations going. I tried to protect the company. I really did.
Protected it? Exactly how? You destroyed your father's reputation. And now you're running it into the ground. Wake up already. Unlike your father, you have no talent for management or to keep a company.
That's not true. I can't be worse than him, than that man who always needed help. I have an MBA. I'm way more qualified.
You never did. You looked down on your father, but he was amazing. He was the ultimate people person. That's why everyone helped him. That was his strength. He understood business is about relationships.
How is that a strength? Real business is about power, about control.
Well, let me ask you something. Is there anyone willing to help you now? Your father would have found a way through this situation. You're far inferior to him, in every way that matters.
Fine, you're right. I overestimated myself and I've failed at management. Please help me just this one time. You don't want Dad's company to go bankrupt either, right? Think about his legacy.
It's sad to see your father's company fail, but it can't be helped anymore. You need to learn your lesson. Some things just can't be fixed.
Haven't I learned enough? I regret everything I've done. I said terrible things to you, too, and to our employees. I'm sorry for calling you useless. Please, Mom, please help me.
Do you still think I'm useless? Answer honestly.
Of course not! You're the reason we had such good relationships with all of our clients! I finally understand how amazing you and Dad were! I was so arrogant! Please save me, please!
A CEO must take responsibility until the end. If the company fails, you must go down with it. That's what leadership means. That's what your father would do. Goodbye, Nathan.
Wait! Please don't go! I'll do anything, just help me fix this!
Some things can't be fixed. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. You made your choices. Now live with them.
The bank is threatening foreclosure! They won't extend our credit line! Everything Dad built will disappear!
Your father built relationships, not just a business. Those relationships live on in our new company. His legacy is safe with us.
What about me? I'm his legacy too! His only son! Your only son!
You chose not to be. When you schemed while he was dying. When you called him incompetent. When you destroyed what he spent his life building.
I can change! Give me another chance! Help me save what's left!
There's nothing left to save. The employees have moved on. The clients have moved on. I've moved on. You can't fix this anymore, Nathan.
I'll lose everything! The house, the car, my reputation in the industry!
Now you understand what real failure feels like. Not the kind you blamed on others. The kind you earned yourself.
What am I supposed to do now?
Start over, like everyone else does. Without your father's name to hide behind. Without me to bail you out.
Is this what you wanted? To see me fail?
I wanted you to be the son your father deserved. I wanted you to honor his memory. I wanted you to learn from him. But you chose differently.
I should have listened. I really should have, to you and Dad, about what really matters. You were right.
Yes, you should have. Goodbye, Nathan. Don't contact me again. Focus on paying your debts instead.
Mom, please, one last chance!
The company's performance continued to decline until Nathan couldn't pay his employees' salaries. He was sued over this, and the company went bankrupt. Nathan ended up with massive debt. He continues to have financial troubles, and his life remains turbulent. Meanwhile, the new company is thriving thanks to the employees. Sarah knows she couldn't do it alone, and is grateful for everyone's help. James truly was an excellent CEO. The employees followed Sarah because of the trust he had built. Sarah is determined to protect the employees and company as well as her husband did. After all, it's the precious legacy he left behind.